across the world. This is the News Connection, where you get in-depth analysis on matters health, art and culture, economics and sport. But first, let's take a look at our news headlines. Education CS Amina Mohammed will release the 2018 KCSE exam results at NEC headquarters before Christmas. This will make it possible for parents and candidates to prepare for university placement in advance. About 700,000 students sat for the test in various centers across the country. In other news, the Supreme Court has upheld Alfred Mutua's win in the 27 Machakos governor's election. The Apex Court ruled that the Courts of Appeal made a mistake in nullifying the county governor's win. Through his lawyer, Kioko Kilukumi, Mutua said that the appeals judges made a mistake by nullifying the elections on the ground that it failed to test the constitutional verifiability. The court ruled that the governor was validly elected and asked his competitor Vinyandeti to meet all costs of the case. Lastly, Kenya has jumped one place up in the latest FIFA World Rankings to position 105 globally. Harambee Stars dislodged St. Kitts and Nevis, who dropped 3 places even though there was no change in the 317-point tally of the last ranking. There was no change in the top 5 globally, with Germany, Brazil, Portugal, Argentina and Belgium occupying the first 5 positions. And our focus today is on the Kenya national team, Harambee Stars. It is worth noting that the national team was a force reckoned with in East and Central Africa, but this is no longer the case. You can join our online conversation using the Twitter handle at Jonah Karanja and the hashtag #TheNewsConnection as we try to unveil what is our national team. A reaction from Pamela Wanjiru, who says that Harambee Stars can only perform when the government chips in. In a bid to rescue the football standards in Kenya, the president has appointed the former vice president, Mudi Awori, in the sports docket. The president stated that at his age, that is 91 years old, Mudi Awori is not going to engage in any corruption. Cedric Oronje from the ground has more to say.
Football in Kenya has had a share of its own challenges. The government's lack of direct investment has given room for vices such as corruption to take place. This, coupled with lack of player motivation, has led to the poor performance of the national team in the international arena. The players are giving their best, but the government fails them, as Ken Wainje states.
Basically, I think corruption inaenda development of sports in Kenya. So like, there are a lot of goons in the government. We have a lot of talented players in different kind of sports, basketball, football, any other game. So the time you give a coach some money to sponsor a team, then he embezzles the funds, squanders the money. That won't motivate the player. So I think these are the problems that hinders sports development in Kenya.
Lack of bonding and quality training also plays a big role because the players do not fully understand each other, as Josh Olwaga states.
The national team does not perform like the Kenyan Premier League team, Gor Mahia, in international matches because the government does not prioritize on sports a lot, and then we have players from different places. Someone comes from Tottenham, another comes from another league, so the bonding is not okay. They don't bond well, so that makes us not perform. You look at a team like Gor Mahia, they have players from different places. They are players who are not Kenyans, but their kind of training is quite okay. They are used to each other. Compared to the national team, which does not have all the time to train. So I think that's why they cannot perform, because they have little time to train. So there is no time for bonding. They cannot get used to each other within a period of 2 weeks or so. Cannot work. So I think that's the main reason why Kenya does not perform at international levels.
Want to get more now from Cedric Oronje. So Cedric, what's the sportsman's reaction towards Mudi Awori's appointment?
I get you loud and clear, Jonah, from the Bethel Arena just here in Daystar University, where footballers are packed from all different corners just to show their prowess. And just for your question, I understand that the president appointed Mudi Awori as the sports under the sports docket. So all I can say about that particular situation is that people should just give way and give chance for him to work on, because maybe he does have some experience over which he has gathered over his years in the security I beg your pardon, in the years in the government docket. So we should give him at least a chance to show us what he's got in the table.
And on to you again, Cedric. What can be done to restore Harambee Stars' former glory?
Jonah, I get you, and over to that issue of the Harambee Stars, I think basically Harambee Stars has been diminishing in its performance simply because of what we see in terms of the management into their squad and the management that is supposed to cater for the players. All I can say about that particular issue is that the government should improve more into the sporting docket, where they should just come up and hire more equipped personnel who are ready to handle that kind of pressure and to handle the thing that players also say that they are going overseas in search of money, yet we don't have money here. I think money is there, we do have sponsors, but the thing that we do not have is proper management of the money that we do get in terms of the sporting, in terms of the sports is concerned.
Well, thank you very much, Cedric. A reaction from now, JVCS, who tweets that the football standards in Kenya can only be improved if the government invests more. Let's now hear from our opinion leaders. Mr. Kipchumba, the Kenya Paralympics cycling coach, joins us today. Bulbul Atema, a former player, now a sports analyst. And Aduda Kola, a Gor Mahia fan. So, Mr. Bulbul, is the government to blame for the poor football standards in Kenya?
I think we can't solely blame the government. I think there are different stakeholders who come into play when talking about sports development in any discipline, not only football. But I think maybe one analogy I'll give is, for instance, if I have 2 pieces of chicken and you give an amateur to cook and a professional to cook, obviously at the end of the day you expect there'll be different tests, and obviously the one for the professional will be better. So I think at the end of the day, it does not strike Kenya we're stagnating in terms of our footballing talents and quality, is because the chef who's the government isn't really equipped enough, both politically and financially, to really sustain the development of football in this country. So in short, I'd just say yes, they are to blame, but they're not the only ones to blame.
And on to you, Mr. Kipchumba. What's your opinion on the appointment of the former Vice President Moody Awori at the age of 91 in the sports docket?
Looking at Moody Awori and what he did when he was the Vice President to the correction facilities, the prisons and everything, it's a good thing, because from that we can say he can do it. But is he like the only best guy we can take? The guy is 91 years old. We have very many young Kenyans who are good in sports, and there are very many guys who have done soccer science, a lot of science in sports, and I think it wasn't really the best. It wasn't really the best, because we have very many people who can still do the same job, and he should go and just rest home.
And Mr. Aduda, what type of coaching do you think that the national team should have?
Management. Nothing else makes anything progress like management, good management. We have a very, very detailed history about the Kenyan national football management ever since back in the days. What is more known to all of most of the Kenyans is the instance of FKL and the KFF issue that went down back about 10 years ago in Germany, the highest court of sports administration. We had a friction of 2 bodies managing the same national football. Which one was wrong?
Well, Mr. Bulbul, what is the role of the betting firms in Kenya?
Yeah, I think when you look in terms of sports development, there are usually 3 aspects to sports development. First of all, we have the government, which we talked about earlier. And then secondly, we have now the coaches and the players themselves. And then thirdly, we have the third party. The third party now can be other foreign teams, or can be now betting companies, or other normal companies, not only betting companies. For instance, if I give an example, Argentina is like Kenya. They have a really unstable government, corruption and everything, poor country. But then as to Argentina, we know of the messes of this world and the Higuains is because of third parties like foreign teams, Barcelona's, Man United, who have invested in football. So I think betting companies like Betway and SportPesa can really play a huge role in stepping in where the government has failed to step in, because we know we have an array of talent in the grassroots, but they're not being tapped because of lack of proper financial support from the government, which can be offered by these betting companies. So yes, the likes of SportPesa and Betway can really help improve the quality of sports in the way other foreign clubs and companies like Claro have improved the quality of sports in Algeria and maybe Senegal for that matter.
Well, thank you very much, gentlemen, for gracing the show. A reaction as well from one earlier classics who says that the football standards in Kenya should be prioritized as it is a major sport in Kenya. Welcome to the Sincere Part. Harambee Stars' current performance in the African Cup of Nations qualification is worth praise. Remember that Harambee Stars tops a group that includes Ghana, and given that Ghana is one of the Africa's football powerhouse, it is worth noting that the team is improving. However, in the past, this has not been the case. This is because of the mismanagement of funds that has been taking place within government agencies. And the government, through the Ministry of Sports, I think, should chip more. Corruption should be dealt with, and the corrupt officials should be kicked out of the national team. Another thing is, grassroots football should be prioritized, and so that we can get and gather talents from across the nation. And when we do this, I believe that the dimming stars will shine again. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to an end of the sports segment. I've been your host, Jonah Karanja. Up until next time, keep it in this connection.